department, there's none. We now have public participation on the agenda items. So, Chris Byram.
Never seen it.
Mr. Chairman, before Ms. Byram speaks, there was something I would like to ask you to consider at the end of business today. We have a couple of photographs we'd like to show you from some recent damage to White Oak Park. That's the very reason why it's not on your agenda. If you'll entertain that, I appreciate it.
Okay, we'll add that to the agenda. And these were just vandals?
Yes.
Ms. Byram, thank you.
Good morning.
Morning.
Today, you'll be voting on whether or not to adopt an amendment on the intergovernmental agreement that's between the county and the airport authority. The purpose of this amendment is to satisfy the necessary changes required by the FAA in order to gain their approval of this intergovernmental agreement that you voted to accept on September 9th of this year. This necessary step plays a major role in determining the outcome of this contract, a step that clearly says this contract is not yet a done deal. It is on that premise that I ask you to reconsider moving forward with this contract, a contract that has the potential and the likelihood of strapping myself and the Paulding taxpayers with an unbearable tax burden that puts our lives and our futures in jeopardy. The residents are bewildered. We don't understand why you've chosen to endorse this contract. We don't understand your motives. We don't understand why you're putting your agenda before ours. We don't understand why you're so willing to sell out your constituents. We don't understand why you continue to say it's for the betterment of this county despite public outcry. We don't understand why you haven't bothered to ask for our opinion, the opinion of the very people you swore to serve and to protect. We are not your children. We are your constituents. Constituents who have legal rights, whether you choose to acknowledge that or not. We are the very taxpayers who financially support and sustain this county, and who will be left to deal with your mess long past your time in office, should you approve this IGA amendment. We are your bosses, yet for some unknown reason, you've chosen to ignore that fact and instead resort to underhanded acts like approving this absurd IGA in order to circumvent us and our wishes. What could possibly be so important to each of you that you're willing to ruin not only this county, but your reputations and the reputations of your families as well? We don't understand. Or do we? Commissioners, it's not too late to stop this unscrupulous act of handing our greatest county asset and unlimited tax dollars over to a handful of people who are undeserving and a detriment to Paulding County. It's not too late to redeem yourselves by proceeding in an ethical and a fair manner. It's not too late to save this county and its future. We want you to care more about us than yourselves. We want you to see the big picture and not be blinded by the promise of high dollars and unrealistic dreams. We want you to be the leaders you promised you'd be and not the ones you've chosen to be. On behalf of the Paulding County residents, both airport opponents and supporters alike, I ask you to do the right thing by stopping this IGA from moving forward today by voting no to this amendment. I ask that you conduct yourselves as the good Christian men you claim to be. You all speak about your love for this county. We ask that you prove it by putting our money where your mouth is. Here's the bottom line, and I'm going to end with this. Please remember that the day of judgment is coming when God will judge the secrets of men by Jesus Christ. That's Romans 2:16. Look it up. Do you all look forward to this, or do you see it as a threat that day? At God's judgment, there will be no higher court of appeal. There will be no lawyers. There will be no superior court, municipal court, and the like, should the verdict be not to your liking. Think about it, and thanks.
Kirsten Liberty.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Kirsten Liberty, and I have 3 beautiful, innocent, trusting children some of you may have seen here occasionally. Their father and I saved for 10 years to purchase our home in Paulding County, where we worked hard to create our own little piece of heaven. We're not alone. There are many families just like us that have worked just as hard. That piece of heaven is now being threatened by your attempt to steal it from us through your promotion of the commercialization of our airport. One by one, the residents have come before you, asking, begging you to stop this madness. We face each day without the joy and the gratitude we have worked so hard for. We awaken fear, anxiety, and sadness. Again, like so many other Paulding families. Our lives have been put on hold as we desperately try to hold on to our hopes and dreams. Where's the fairness in that? How can you possibly justify ruining so many lives? Which, whether you're willing to admit it or not, commercialization would do. Your plan has the potential to cause devastation and suffering to so many Paulding citizens, and why you're willing to turn a blind eye to us is beyond our comprehension. Today's Veterans Day. My husband served with honor to allow citizens to have their voices heard and to speak out against government tyranny. I'm positive we all appreciate what these brave men and women have done for our country, including my husband. We recognize the sacrifices they have made, both while serving and throughout their lives, since the scars of military service never go away. Please don't make a mockery of their service and their selfless dedication to this country by turning your back on the democracy they fought for, along with countless others have, including those that gave their lives. The democracy some of you and your ancestors also fought for, the democracy that should be alive in Paulding County. You have been given another chance to reconsider your position on the IGA by presenting FAA requirements that you must meet. This should be considered a gift from a power much bigger than you and I. These requirements are both an obstacle and an opportunity. Please do the right thing this time. It is not too late to change your mind and vote no to the IGA amendment. Please discard the whole idea. Do not turn your backs on us again. Not on the very people who trusted you to always govern with our best interest as your guide. The very people whose families have sacrificed much to have their voices heard. We all know you're more than aware of what the majority of this county wants. Last week, over 23,000 voters voted for anti-commercialization candidates. They sent their message loud and clear. 3 anti-commercial commissioners won because of their opposition to the commercialization of this airport. Please stop trying to circumvent these incoming commissioners and the Paulding taxpayers by reversing your decision today and stopping this unconscionable contract from moving forward, a contract that has the ability to destroy Paulding County. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're friends. I've been here a lot. And I want to take the opportunity to thank the veterans that sit on the board and those that are present. Thank you. Because of you, I have the opportunity to do this. And I want you to listen to what these other people said. You really, we ask that you only pay attention to the voters. Like Kirsten said, over 20,000 people voted that were voted for anti-airport candidates. This is no longer just a local issue. You won't listen to us. You're not here. We stand up here month after month talking to you, begging you, wearing our shirts. No commercial airport. We vote, okay? We're not talking, you won't listen to us. So we're now talking to our state representatives and our federal representatives too. We're not gonna stop. The plaque that's on the front of this courthouse is a perfect example. Not one of those people that was involved in building this courthouse that was against what the taxpayers wanted and that airport are no longer in service. They were put out of office the very next election, except for one, God rest his soul. All we're asking is that you listen to us, not George Clooney or a New York company They can't vote for you. They don't live in Paulding County. You have the power today to stop this intergovernmental agreement. Think about this. This may be the most important vote you ever take. Thank you.